Friends, today is Thursday, the 17th of September. We're in the cathedral once again. Just finished Mass this morning. Still very smoky outside. We're hoping for rain this evening here in Oregon, where people think it always rains. We haven't had rain for a long time. And hopefully the rains will come and clear up the skies and the air here. We have a wonderful gospel today, which I'm going to give a name to, but let me tell you first what it is. It's the story of Simon the Pharisee, who gives a dinner, invites Jesus to it, and into that dinner there is an intruder. Someone comes in off the street, and it's a woman of the street. And she kneels down behind Jesus, washes his feet, dries his feet with her hair, kisses the feet, anoints them, and so on. And Simon the Pharisee watching this whole time and saying to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know who and what sort of woman this is who is touching him, that she is a sinner. Simon the Pharisee. If I were to give this passage a title, a little inscription at the top before reading it, it would be this: that grace breaks into the life of Simon the Pharisee, and he doesn't see it. He doesn't notice. Grace breaks in. It's like Jesus, who, as the Christ, as the Messiah, as the kingdom itself, breaking into the world, and people don't see it. Jesus in his public ministry, God breaking into the world with God's kingdom, and people don't notice. And this passage today is a good example of that, and it raises the question for all of us that we should keep in mind as I make my couple of remarks here, and that is, when is grace breaking into your life and you don't notice? What is grace breaking into your life and you don't notice? It happens all the time. Virtually everything that happens in our life is grace breaking in, but we don't see it. You know, our eyes are blind, our ears are deaf, we just don't see it. And usually when you hear a homily on this passage, it probably focuses on the woman of the streets, the sinner who comes in. And of course, the homily focused on forgiveness of sins and this and that. But the focus here is really Simon the Pharisee. Theologians would call this kind of person who misses the point of grace a pusilla anima, that is a very small soul, a very limited person, a limited individual who doesn't see, who is kind of gleeful that this woman comes in, although a bit disturbed, but anyway, he thinks that Jesus doesn't see who she is. And thus he can say to himself, well, he's no prophet. If he were, he'd know who's touching him and kissing him and anointing him. But in fact, Jesus is the only one who really knows what is going on, who sees into the soul of this woman and sees that she is the one, through grace, who has been forgiven much, and in turn and return shows much love. Simon, just the opposite. In a sense, just too thick, too stupid in some sense. The pusilla anima, his small soul cannot see. Here he is sitting at table with Jesus and misses the point. Grace breaking in. He doesn't see that this woman is grace breaking into his home. he doesn't see Jesus sitting at table with him as grace. All he has to do is open himself to it. But in his small little world, his small religiosity, we should say, gets in the way. And does our small little soul, our small little religiosity get in the way for us, that we simply miss the point? We just don't see it. We don't see grace coming, breaking in. The kingdom breaking into the world in all its power in the person of Jesus. And we just don't see it. And so it's time to open our eyes, open our hearts, open our ears to grace, grace all around us, grace breaking into our lives, so that we might let go of that small little soul and be the big one, the big soul, who sees much more, who sees the presence of Jesus at table with him or her. Hold that thought and on this feast of Robert Bellarmine, and we'll see you tomorrow.